Well, as you prepare for Valentine's Day, don't forget to put a money date on your calendar. I'll say it again. Don't forget to put a money date on your calendar. Discussing financial issues with your partner can be one of the best ways to strengthen your marriage. For more on what a money date is and how to prepare, founding partner and CEO of Wealth Management Group, Craig Bolanos, is here. Number one cause of stress in any marriage or relationship is money.
It is money. It is money. Oftentimes I call it financial infidelity, and 'tis the season of love, Patrick. I think we got some great talking points to get couples on the same page.
So let's do it. So you're saying physically go to a restaurant or wherever with the intent of going through your finances there before everybody and from your lips to God's ears.
Yes, we got to have the money date, but let's start by understanding what the money date is not. It is not Valentine's Day. It is not your anniversary. It is not someone's birthday. The money date is just this random act of get-together, or it can be planned, and you're doing it because you want to achieve some level of financial intimacy. But I got to make sure when people are going into this conversation, they come prepared to listen, discuss, and be judgment-free.
So let's talk about that. So have a budget, or maybe just some bullet points for instead of going into great detail, right? Bullet points?
Yeah, I don't think we need to be at breakfast or dinner with, Excel spreadsheets, flowcharts, and a PowerPoint. This isn't public information. This is between you and your partner. But the reality is, yes, you have to have a command of your financial data, and that starts with understanding your debts first, because that's the problem in most marriages, followed by an understanding of your income, and then just be prepared to share what's important about money to you at this stage in life, so we can start working towards the formation of those common financial goals.
So be prepared so that you're not 2 minutes into the conversation and one of us goes, check please.
Yes, and that's part of the reason I actually encourage couples, to do this over a meal, is there's a natural pace and there's a natural cadence, right? Between the appetizer, the main course, things are going well. You find yourself holding hands. You might even stick around for dessert. But you're right, if you try to do it at the kitchen table, it's too easy to break away and push away.
Still holding hands after somebody says, about that $10,000 credit card debt that I didn't tell you about?
Yes, it is the...
Because people hide debts and other sources of income, correct?
People
from their spouse.
They hide debts, they hide money, and I remind everybody listening and watching, it's eventually going to come out.
For sure.
You might want to buy a home together. You might refinance something. You might be blessed with kids. You might be applying for college loans. It's eventually going to come out. So best that you be transparent and forthright versus letting the loan officer disclose it when they review your FICO scores.
So what's a win when you walk out of wherever you are talking finances? How do you chalk one up and say, that was pretty good. We've accomplished this.
Well, I think the first thing, which is this, is to say, how are we splitting expenses, right? Is it, his money, her money, or is there going to be money combined in this joint account? What I would suggest to everybody is find the system that's right for you, but the key is there needs to be some common denominator of getting together. Completely separate financial lives leads to separate lives, and that's a recipe for disaster.
For sure.
And when you're done with that piece, I think we have to have a conversation, seriously, about kids, about renting versus owning, and you got to talk about the parents and the in-laws, because that's a stress on too many.
For sure. So food for thought. It's also great when the kids get to a certain age when they can start chipping in as well. And those are expectations that many of us grew up with as well. When I broach that subject with my adult children now, we're still at home, and my wife, they kind of look at me like I got two heads. We're not asking for like $1,000 a month, $20, $40, whatever, just so that you know that this stuff doesn't happen by itself.
Right. Patrick, I'm only smiling because getting on the same page with money matters relative to kids is so important. I mean, I've got 2 kids in college, and all the time they have 4 weeks of bills, but only 3 weeks worth of money. So the question is, how are mom and dad going to interject in those situations that are constant? This is what it's about. You got to have some fun with it, but I seriously say, go on a money date. Use this love that's in the air for Valentine's to work towards some financial intimacy, and you and your partner are going to get that much closer.
Doctor of Love, thank you so much. I always like it when it's time to do the dishes and then their side suddenly hurts too for like a half hour. Check out Wealth Management Group in Inverness and Downers Grove. Online, invest with WMG.com. Thanks for being here, and we'll be right back.